sit to the woman. Can I acknowledge Mr Huvane Lay and Lan Lay, Lieutenant Governor of South Australia, Stephen Griffiths, the member for Goyder, to our Mayor, Stephen Yarwood, the Honourable Robert Hill, Professor Ian Gould, Professor Warren Bebbington, of course, our keynote speaker tonight, Professor Brian Schmidt, Professor Don Bursell, our Chief Scientist, and of course the many, many sponsors and supporters of our awards tonight, and of course award finalists, panel members and distinguished guests. Thank you, Paul. I too would like to acknowledge tonight that we meet on the land of the Kaurna people. I am incredibly pleased to be here tonight to join you in celebrating our outstanding stars of science. This is a very important occasion, and I'd like to welcome one of the world's most prestigious astronomers and Nobel laureate, Professor Brian Schmidt. Please give him a warm round of applause. Welcome, Brian, to South Australia. I also bring with me the very best wishes and apologies of our Premier, Jay Weatherill. Earlier this year, the Premier and Government set a number of key priorities for our state's future. And I know this is in fact, David Day tells me that this is a fun night, so I'll just allow me a few minutes, but they include, for instance, growing our advanced manufacturing industry, realising the benefits of our mining and resources sector, focus on premium food and wine, and creating a vibrant city. There are a few others. But when I think about these priorities, none of these priorities can be advanced without science, because science goes to the very heart of all of our priorities for our state. And tonight we celebrate the people who make things happen as a result of their knowledge and passion for science. Tonight we have the finalists in various award categories, outstanding people in their own right who are recognised as stellar professionals in their field. And if I can keep your focus on the stars, I'm delighted that Robert Jenkins, President of the Astronomical Society of South Australia, is with us tonight, because the state government will shortly be announcing new funding for the Astronomical Society that will see the Charles Todd Observatory in the Barossa open to the general public. This will mean that once again researchers, students and teachers in our schools and universities will be able to look to the stars through the Jubilee telescope, the biggest public telescope we have in South Australia. Tonight, our awards honour our outstanding scientific stars in education, research and in business and industry. I know that we have many awards to present, and this is a fantastic opportunity to catch up with friends and colleagues, but I do want to say that I think South Australia has a great deal to be proud of. And I was chatting with Don Bursell. We just finished a meeting with the Premier about science policy, in fact, and we were having a bit of a chat about some of our achievements. The great work at the Waite Institute and the ARC Centre of Excellence in Plant Cell Wall Biology, led by Professor Jeff Fincher. The Australian Centre for Plant Functional Genomics, led by one of our former Scientists of the Year, Professor Peter Langridge. The Walk, I was there just a few days ago, meeting with one of our professorial research fellows, Bart Folling. The Medical Devices Partnering Program at Flinders University, and the great work of another one of our Scientists of the Year, Professor Karen Reynolds. The Theberton Bioscience Precinct and the work of BioSA, the Goyder Research Institute and the contribution being made to the successful defence of the Murray-Darling system. And given tonight's food and wine, I can't go past without mentioning SARDI and, of course, the work of the Australian Wine Research Institute. Yes, give them a round of applause. And I was very pleased last week, I think it was, Stephen, to announce with the Adelaide City Council that we are making Adelaide the first CBD in Australia to have extensive free Wi-Fi in our public places. So thank you to the Lord Mayor They chucked in $500,000, we contributed $1 million. The point is that South Australia has a great deal to be proud of, and it is worth shining a light on you and your achievements. Your work quite literally shapes our future. Ian Chubb made the point just a few weeks ago regarding the importance of education, research and innovation when he said, education in science, technology, engineering and mathematics must provide Australia with both expert practitioners and a knowledgeable and receptive community. And Professor Schmidt, I know you appreciate just how important it is that we take note of scientific achievement. And I recall that you were honoured with the Order of Australia in the Australia Day Honours this year, and you acknowledged that we should always take notice when Australians do something of importance in science. That's what we are doing tonight. We are taking very serious and enjoyable notice of the constellation of exceptional people here in South Australia. As Don Bursell often, he sort of chips away, sort of always whispering into my ear, it is the outstanding individuals who make a difference, but it's also a team effort, and I see that all the time when I visit labs at universities and institutes. That's why this week we announced our support for a fourth South Australian Premier's Research Fellow, Professor Mats Andersson, the internationally renowned researcher in solar energy from Sweden, who will join the team at the walk. And I'd like to again welcome, I saw Andre Luton, who is here in the audience, and I don't know if Colin Raston is here. Colin, are you here? Yeah, he's here. He gave his public lecture, and Bart Follink, our three inaugural professorial fellows. It's great to have you here in Adelaide. Yes, give them a round of applause. Just in closing, I'm the first one to acknowledge that governments alone don't make the difference, whether in research or in celebrating our great scientific community. And that's why I'd like to acknowledge the sponsors of these prestigious awards. So I would like to thank the awards' principal partner, SA Power Networks, the major sponsors, Australian Grain Technologies, BAE Systems, Cisco Systems Australia, Codan, the Defence Science and Technology Organisation, and the Department of Education and Child Development. And the support sponsors, the Royal Institution Australia, Career One, In Business, Temple Brewer Wines, and Hague's Chocolate. With your support and the support of our South Australian community, and with your passionate commitment to advancing science, we do see further. I applaud all of you. Thank you for the contribution you make every day. I'm very pleased to be your minister. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Portolesi.